Hello po mga ka-viral and welcome back again to this YouTube channel. Latest update naman tayo ngayon, 18 mga senador kasama ng sa Senate President Escudero na biglas naging pasya ng Supreme Court ngayon lamang. Ito ay kaugnay sa kontrobersiya ng hindi pagsunod nila sa constitutional mandate na shall proceed forthwith hinggil sa impeachment case na inaprobahan ng 1/3 ng mga mambabatas. Idinaan sa motion for remand at nag-request sa Kamara for verification of 1-year bar rule at hiningi ang pasya ng lower house kung itutuloy pa ba nila o hindi sa 20th Congress ang impeachment against the Vice President. At noong nakaraang mga araw lamang ay naging mainit ang talakayan hinggil sa di umano'y dismissal ng impeachment sa 20th Congress na ayon kay Senator Escudero ay kung majority ng mga senator sa 20th Congress ay mag-agree at buboto sa dismissal, ay maaari di umanong madyang ang impeachment case dahil sa technicalities at hindi pagsunod sa procedure ng impeachment. Ayon naman sa mga law deans, law professors at legal luminaries at pati na rin ang isa sa mga framework ng 1987 Constitution ay umalma at nanindigan na to dismiss without trial is unconstitutional. Klaro't umano ang utos ng konstitusyon na the Senate has to try and decide all cases of impeachment. Sa pagpasok ng ika-20th Congress ay may mga bagong pangalan sa Kongreso na lalahok sa impeachment prosecutors. Isa na dito ay ang anak ni Senator Grace Poe na si Representative Brian Lamanzares. Aniya, priority niya ang pagpasa ng FOI Bill or Freedom of Information Bill kung saan napapaloob ang transparency and accountability of all government officials. Tulad ng desisyon ng kanyang ina ay suportado din niya ang impeachment ng Vice Presidente. Pati si Atty. Lorna Capunan ay nagpahayag din na isa siya sa bahagi ng mga impeachment prosecutors. Samantala, mukhang unti-unti nang nasusukol ang Senado at nalalantad ng kanilang motibo hinggil sa impeachment ng Vice Presidente. Sa pagkakaupo ng 18 bagong senador ay magkakaroon ulit ng butuhan kung sino ang tatanghaling bagong Senate President sa 20th Congress.
It's out there now Kong no? There's an impending impeachment case dito kay VP Sara, no? What are your thoughts on this? On the whole, in detail, even with the people that's going to be hearing it because Kong, bago na ngayon yung bago na yung the set of the senators that will be coming in. Tapos na hindi na naabutan to ng June 30 'di ba? Ngayon, si Coco nga, si Senator, kasama siya sa Fabulous Five.
Wala na siya dyan.
Wala na siya, pero wala na di ba? So, what are your thoughts on this?
Bago ko ilabas ang nasa loob ko, gusto ko malaman ng lahat kong classmate dyan sa Senado, kalahati kayo, classmate ko. Sa Kongreso, marami kayo, classmate ko. Wag lang kayo masaktan. I mean no malice towards anybody. I have no malice towards none, to everybody. Gusto ko lang malaman nyo ang nasa loob ko kasi may edad na ako. At bilang Pilipino, I have to say what is in my heart. Para sa akin, walang mangyaring impeachment sa tingin ko. Kasi itong nagsimula, delay. Ngayon ang usapan, dismissal. Alam nyo, wala akong kampi. Hindi ko kampi. Mahal ko, kaibigan ko si Bongbong, mahal nating presidente. Kaibigan ko rin si Digong. Naging mahal ko rin na presidente at kaibigan. Pero ang usapan noon was impeachment. I handled 2 cases sa Kongreso. So, parang walang dahilan na pagdating sa Senado, tuloy na ang labanan. Ay dito, technicalities and the lawyers are all now playing with fire. You're playing with fire. Alam nyo ang tao, parang nandyan na yan It was legally done sa Congress. Pag hindi nyo ito tinuloy, sasamahan rin ang labas nyo Alam mo, kaibigan ko rin si President Cheese. Mayroon ng date, sabi nyo, June 2, ayusin. Okay na. Pagdating ng June 2, teka muna, postpone muna sa 11. Kasi marami tayong issue sa plenary muna. Tapusin, lipat sa 11. Pagdating sa 11, remand na naman. Alam nyo, ang gusto lang ng tao is tuloy ba o hindi? Sa tingin ko, honestly, Joe, walang matutuloy. Kasi pag natuloy ito, nasaan na yung 2028 ng mga kaibigan natin dyan sa Senado.
Okay.
Ang kanilang pangarap, bumalik Vice President Sara, 2028, malalaman sa Kongreso, sa Senado.
Yes, yes.
Pag may hearing, tanungin ka, saan ito? Sa confidential mo, saan ito saan? Ang judges mismo, tutulong sa defense lawyer, sasabihin, teka muna, out of order. Uy, judge ka, Chong. Senador ka, judge ka, hindi ka defense counsel. 16 ang lawyers nyo. Kasi ang problema, pag lumabas ang tanong, ang question, pasasagot ba? Pag
That's
hindi
right, that's
nasagot,
right.
nasaan na yung 2028 nyo? May mahal kong kaibigan, Chis, you're there because palasyo yan eh. Basta presidente ka ng Senado, speaker ka ng Congress, palasyo ang nagdidikta. As per my personal experience, palasyo. So kung ngayon, si Chis, sabihin pa nila ngayon, 20 sa 20, July 29, one day after SONA, 19 Congress ang nagbakyat ng kaso, 20th Congress ang
So, ayan, magiging technicality na naman
wala
yan.
na.
Oh.
All the liars, the lawyers are already playing with fire.
Oh, that's correct. That's
Ako
correct.
wala ako. Pag sinabi ni Sara, ito, mayroon akong ebidensya. 600 million. Okay. O, di akwit. Pag sinabi naman, wala. O, di patay. So, anong mangyari? Kasi kontrolado ngayon ng Senado ng pro Sara, pro Duterte. Wala lang sakit ang loob kasi ang akin naman is, pati may edad na ako. I want to say the truth. As per my experience, dyan sa loob ng Kongreso, kalahati or more than kalahati sa Senado kaibigan ko. If Sara is acquitted, no problem. If Sara is convicted,
Then that's the truth.
wala tayong magawa. Basta may wrong impeachment trial.
Sa FOI na ifa-file po natin, yung FOI, ang unang bill na ifa-file ko, una dahil ito po ay isa sa mga prioridad ng nanay ko noong 2013. It was within, I believe, her top 10 bills also. So to keep up with tradition and to start off on the right foot, I'm pushing for transparency and honesty within government. Sa mga nangyayari ngayon, sa tingin ko, importante na ipasa ang Freedom of Information Bill para sa transparency at accountability sa ating gobyerno.
Sir, speaking of transparency and accountability, do you support po yung pag-pursue po ng impeachment complaint against VP Sara Duterte, the 20th Congress?
I leave the impeachment complaint to the prosecution as well as those who are currently spearheading that. Para sa akin, kung hindi lalabas ang ebidensya na gusto makita ng taong bayan dun sa impeachment trial, ang FOI ay isang magandang paraan para i-open up po ito. Kasi kung tutuusin, it's a very political situation right now with what's happening with the impeachment. Pero karapatan ng taong bayan malaman kung ano yung nangyayari behind the curtain. Kaya we're filing the FOI.
But the Senate is requiring a resolution from the lower chamber affirming that it will pursue the impeachment complaint. What will your vote be on that resolution?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that my vote will be for the evidence to come out. The whole purpose of the trial is to proceed with the democratic process. No, at the end of the day, it's not about picking a side. It's about opening up the government to the Filipino people para makita natin kung ano nangyayari sa likod ng lahat.
Just to be clear, you will vote in favor of a resolution for the 20th House to support, to continue the prosecution.
I will follow the example set before me by my mother in the Senate. She voted in favor of the trial and I will vote to support that. Not for anything, but to support democracy and transparency within government.
Do you also think, sir, na kailangan pa bang mag-issue ng certification ng 20th Congress para lang sabihin na gusto ng 20th Congress ipagpatuloy ito? Or it's unnecessary, even unconstitutional?
Well, kung tatanungin mo ako, neophyte pa lang ako. I'm waiting to see what the prosecution says in terms of this. But in terms of what we're trying to do here in Congress, it's not just about the impeachment. I mean, aside from the Freedom of Information that I filed, there's 9 other bills that we can talk about and there's a million other problems in the country that we need to address.
For sure, nakakausap niyo pa yung mom niyo about this. What are your thoughts about it?
Of course, nag-uusap naman kami. She's in favor of any way that we can support more transparency and openness when it comes to the evidence that the prosecution prepared. Sayang naman lahat ng pinaghanda nila if there's no venue to show it. And I think karapatan ng taong bayan makita ang evidence na iyan. Okay, so sa mga bills natin, nag-file po tayo ng Freedom of Information Bill. Yun yung first bill na na-file natin. Second bill that we filed is the Freedom and Protection of Journalists Act. So hand-in-hand po ito for transparency, kaya Freedom of Information yung una. Second is protection for our journalists, as well as those who want to voice their opinions online. So yun yung second. Ang third, so forming our top three, is the Department of Water Management. Sa pag-iikot natin nung kampanya, napansin natin sa iba't ibang panig ng bansa, hanggang ngayon problema pa rin ang tubig. Kaya kailangan natin i-address ito. So we're filing the regulatory framework for water in this country. To round out the top five, we also have the National Feeding Program amendments to expand the National Feeding Program to ensure that all students from grade 1 all the way to grade 12 are included sa National Feeding Program natin. After that, we also have the Young Farmers Bill. This will be to encourage the agricultural backbone and growth of our agri-economy. Aside from that, we also have the Department of Disaster Resilience. Rainy season na naman po at kailangan tayo na magkaroon ng Department of Disaster Resilience para magapan po ang mga krisis at mga kalamidad at parang meron tayong dedicated na secretary para dito. We also have the Debt Forgiveness Act for our jeepney modernization program. Baon sa utang po ang mga ibang jeepney drivers at hindi dapat ganun. Kung gusto natin ng mas moderno na transport system, it should not come at the cost of our jeepney drivers who have been providing a service to the Filipino people for the longest time. So aside from that, we also have our Military Scholarship Act, and this will allow students who would like to get a scholarship program to get that educational assistance, but also serve the country after they graduate. So after 4 years of college, 4 years of military service. Ito po ay isa pang paraan para i-strengthen ang educational system natin and also to strengthen our armed forces of the Philippines. Hindi lang po sila frontliners, nation builders din po sila. Kaya naghahanap sila ng best and brightest sa iba't ibang fields ng education system natin. To also round out the top 10, we have the protection for the informal vendors or the informal sector. Ito po ang Magna Carta for the informal sector. Dahil a large chunk of our labor economy is actually in the informal sector. More than 14 million laborers are kasama sa informal sector natin at kailangan din ng protection natin at bigyan natin ng pansin ang sektor na ito dahil habang may mga bagong industries at lumalaki ang informal sector, kailangan natin bigyan ng tulong galing sa gobyerno. Aside from that, I believe we have two more bills that we filed, which include the, if I'm not mistaken, the, no, I already talked about FPJ. What were the other two? The AI bill. So while all other countries have been moving forward in terms of artificial intelligence, here in the Philippines, what I noticed is kailangan natin ng regulatory framework to adopt and to foster AI growth and development in the Philippines, but it should also include consumer protection. Kaya kasama dito is the development of an agency in charge of monitoring and protecting us from possible abuse within AI, but also to encourage the growth and development of our digital infrastructure. I'm not sure if I missed anything else. Binhi ng Pag-asa. This is one of my favorite bills. This is our Young Farmers Bill. This will promote education for the next generation of farmers and fisher folk here in the Philippines. It will provide proper education, the tools necessary to start the businesses, and also make sure that they have continued government support. Alam naman natin ang average age ng ating mga magsasaka ay umaabot ng 60 years old na po. Mag-retire na po ang mga magsasaka at hanggang ngayon ito pa rin ang problema natin. Kailangan natin i-address ang food crisis sa ating bansa. So we need to make the investment in the next generation of Filipino farmers.
Expect the Senate impeachment court to tackle this ad cautelam because the spokesperson has said that this will be the first on the agenda. When the points raised by the Vice President are actually already before the Supreme Court. So paano kaya yung usapin na yun? Magtatagal po ba yun or could it be resolved in one sitting?
No, we precisely, we do not see where the Senate impeachment court, the Senate President is coming from. Because a hearing on a motion to dismiss is not a trial. Ang operative word sa rules of the Senate impeachment court and in the Constitution is to try and decide. And decide would mean a full-blown hearing on the evidence. In the order of trial, unang-unang magpipresent ang prosecution to present its evidence. After that, then it will be the defense. Now, there's due process there because the prosecution's witnesses and the documentary evidence can be subject of cross-examination questions and clarificatory questions by the defense of VP Sara and her team. So when it comes to how should the motion to dismiss be treated, then VP Sara should present it when it is her time to present evidence. Because sa pagbasa natin ng kanyang answer ad cautelam, walang evidence doon. Despite the Vice President's public announcement that she is willing to go to trial and to present a bloodbath of evidence. But the answer is this. The motion to dismiss betrays her lack of candor because wala namang sinabing ebidensya sa answer ad cautelam nor sa motion to dismiss. So, where is the evidence that she promised? In fact, lahat na ng allegations sa articles of impeachment, dininay niya. Ang inadmit lang niya yung personal circumstances niya. No? Her name, her address, and her position as Vice President. No? I've said before, parang she should deny na that she's Vice President because she does not act as if she's Vice President of the Republic. She's going around, just done 4 times in a month. She's gone abroad. And her mission is to destroy the stability of the administration, to destroy the trust of the people in the justice system. Is that what a vice president should do? That's not her job description, unless she already deems herself as the designated survivor, which she has claimed.
You also mentioned the Vice President Defense Panel appealing for a hearing on affirmative defense. Ano po ibig sabihin nun? Kasi pag ginugal niyo po yung ibig sabihin nun, it would negate the plaintiff's claim even if the defendant's actions are admitted or proven. The defenses are presented in the defendant's answer to the initial complaint. Parang this is tackled especially if they are grounds for dismissal. Kumbaga parang tama po ba yung pagkakaintindi ko na this is the attempt to nullify the whole thing in the first place kahit na guilty o hindi guilty yung defendant?
Ang sinasabi
legal?
hearing on the affirmative defenses precisely parang continuation ito ng ginawa ng impeachment court nung 19th Congress, no. Pinagdebatihan yung motion to yung dismissal ng impeachment complaint by resolution initiated by Senator Judge Bato. When that didn't fly, nag-amendment. Yung amendment hindi rin napasa. So, ang nangyari dyan, it got whittled down to a resolution of the Senate Impeachment Court requiring 2 things from the House. No? Sa order nila, sabi nila, without dismissing or terminating the impeachment case, it ordered the House, number one, to certify that all the requirements of the Constitution and the rules and the one-year ban rule has been complied with. And secondly, that the 20th Congress, which started yesterday, should certify that it will continue with the impeachment complaint. No? So, ang mangyayari dito, ang pino-foresee natin is it will follow the same mode or the same strategy to delay hearing, trial and hearing and presentation of evidence forthwith because pag hearing on the affirmative defenses, uunahin nila, sasabihin nila meron kaming prejudicial issue dito, which is the issue of jurisdiction. So kung they have the required number of votes, yun ang uunahin. Again, tatagal ang discussion dyan. Ano? There will be all sorts of opinions being weighed in. So, madi-delay na naman ang trial. And the danger there is if there is enough votes. Kasi sa impeachment case, 2/3 vote ang kailangan to convict or to acquit. Pag mere motion yan, if it is a motion presented to the impeachment court, hindi kailangan ng 2/3. Kailangan lang ang 1/2 plus 1. So, majority vote yun. And by a majority vote, if that is granted by the impeachment court, the dismissal on the grounds of jurisdiction or pendency of the case in the Supreme Court, then it would have achieved its objective of not presenting any evidence in a full-blown trial. We think that that is contrary to the rules of the Senate and contrary to the Constitution. Ang dismissal ng complaint or articles of impeachment even before trial has started.
Well, if this reaches a dismissal, Attorney Bukoy has already said that it would probably lead to a constitutional crisis. If this is a petition for certiorari with mandamus is submitted to the Supreme Court, what if the Senate does not follow a Supreme Court order? What's left to do?
No, the Senate, we have three branches of government. No? The judiciary, the legislative, and the executive. And precisely, there is separation of powers to serve as check and balance. Now, when the Constitution says that it is the Senate which is the sole judge in an impeachment court, the Supreme Court cannot intervene. The Supreme Court cannot say, no, you cannot try the impeachment case. The only time that the Supreme Court can intervene under the Senate impeachment rules and under the Constitution is under what we call Rule 65 certiorari, when there is grave abuse of discretion. Pag wala namang grave abuse of discretion ng Senate acting as an impeachment court, hindi naman pwedeng i-dismiss outright or i-grant ng Supreme Court because that will be intruding into the exclusive power of the Senate impeachment court to try and decide cases. It would be as if the Supreme Court substituted the sole authority of the impeachment court. That should not happen, and knowing that we do have a rule of law, it will not happen that a constitutional crisis will result because we are a country that follows the rule of law. I am of the belief that the Supreme Court will not interfere and will not substitute its own judgment for the judgment of the impeachment court.
Okay. Finally, you've seen the evidence, am I correct, that the prosecution team has?
Yes, because it is the articles of impeachment tsaka yung mga annexes there, which is evidence, no? Evidentiary, is in the Senate website, no? The impeachment website. Also, we have seen almost daily the evidence presented in the House, in aid of legislation, nakasigat ng evidence that House on confidential funds, the inquiry on extrajudicial killings, the inquiry on the hiring of an assassin and threats against the president, the first lady, and the speaker, the inquiry on aliases and malversation of funds, on bribery, on acts of sedition. All of these have been presented on live TV, and we have assessed that evidence, and it really is very strong. Apart from blanket denial by the Vice President in her answer, motion to dismiss, she has presented zero evidence. So, in the balancing of evidence, I think if the senator judges exercise their political neutrality and the applicable rules on impeachment, then I have no doubt that there will be a clear road to conviction.
I guess the question is there anything that we haven't seen yet? Kasi nabanggit niyo po na lahat po ay na-present na sa live TV.
Yes, well, I think that is why doon siguro natatakot ang Vice President. Because pag trial na yan, all the modes of discovery are available. Ano yung modes of discovery? Pwede magpasabina. You can subpoena her bank accounts, no? Because her salary does not reflect her bank accounts. There is a deliberate commission of how much money she has in the bank. That can be subpoenaed. They cannot hide under the bank secrecy laws because klaro sa batas na pag impeachment case yan, and it is an impeachment court that orders the production of documents, subpoena testificando and subpoena to produce documents, lalabas yan yung bank records ng Vice President acting as such, and also when she was mayor of Davao City, and also when she was DepEd Secretary. That ayaw nilang palabas yan. Lalabas yan in a trial. The public prosecutors can also subpoena the names, the real names of these alleged recipients of confidential funds. No? So yung mga listahan ng yung sinertify ng Statistics Office na wala namang existing birth records yung mga nasa listahan. Because under the COA rules and the circulars, it is imperative that any government agency, and that includes the Vice President's office and the DepEd, should have the names of real people,
Correct.
real recipients of real money in a vault.
Ito na mainit na pinag-uusapan po, Attorney Cayosa, ito pong pagdedesisyon. Ang issue na kakaharapin sa pagbabalik po ng Senate Impeachment Court ay ang una, ang issue ng jurisdiction, kung may jurisdiction ang Senate Impeachment Court. Number 2, kung violative of Section 3, Article 11 of the Constitution na pinagbabawal ang multiple impeachment complaints against the same impeachable official within the period of 1 year. Yun po ang kinakaharap po at kakaharapin. Nung nakita natin 3 weeks ago, si Senator Bato de la Rosa already did it. He filed a motion to dismiss. No, ito po ang katanungan ko. In the matter of questioning itong jurisdiction, kung may jurisdiction ng impeachment court, even before the trial proper begins, at bigyan ng pagkakataon yung House Prosecution Panel to present their evidence. Is this something, ano po ba ang tama at nararapat? Is the law, ang ating bang konstitusyon, ang Senate impeachment rules, meron bang hayagan? Does it expressly provide na ang nararapat na kumwestiyon sa jurisdiction ay ang yung 16 na abogado, which constitutes the defense panel of VP Sara Duterte? Pwede ba na ang senator judge, yung hukom mismo, ang maghain ng motion para ibasura to dismiss the impeachment complaint? Meron bang batas? Meron bupang decided case ang Supreme Court? May legal precedents po, attorney?
Pagdating sa impeachment,